Hey everybody, this is Randy with Carchaeology, and I wanted to share a tale of a pick from the past. Now, obviously, cars have always been something that I've been chasing, but I'm also a motorcycle guy, and I've come across quite a few amazing cycles. But so far, the best bike that I have come across was a 1931 Harley Davidson VL that I pulled out of a storage area in a commercial part of Southern California. It was down in Orange County. It had been sitting in this caged area for a number of years, absolutely covered in dust and surrounded by boxes. And I had spied it through a fence when I was looking at cars that this gentleman had, and I inquired about it. And it took quite a while for me to talk him into letting it go. But eventually, he let me in, we worked a deal, and I hauled that thing back to the lab. So follow along with this photo array and a little bit of video of when I picked this thing up. It is absolutely awesome.
Now, this was my first view of it through a fence and in this little storage area where there were a bunch of boxes and equipment and things like that jammed in there. And it had been sitting there for many, many years, totally covered in dust. And it was kind of exposed to the elements. It was sort of near the beach, so there was a little coastal influence there. So it was dust and then, unfortunately, a little bit of surface rust going on some of the exposed metal parts. But God, what an awesome bike. And the story is that he had bought this thing from a guy that was a California Highway Patrol officer that rode this bike back in the day. And when they retired it, he bought it and kept it as a personal bike. And this is the first time it's rolled out in the sun, and we figured probably about 20 years where it had been sitting in this little fenced off area. And finally rolling it out, getting off of it, standing back and staring at it. You'll see the smile on my face here in a minute, but this is every picker's dream right there, finding something like this. Anyway, loaded it up in the truck and brought it back out to the lab. The dust started to blow off of it. We stopped, got some lunch, and stared at it in the back of the truck, and then rolled it into the lab for analysis and photos. And the bike appears really quite original. It seems like it's original paint on the fenders and on much of the bike. The tank itself has been repainted. I assume the officer, when he got the bike for civilian use, he repainted the tank so that he could get rid of the star logo that would have been on there for a CHP bike. And if you look real close at the tank, you can see areas where that paint is chipped off. You can see the original finish underneath it. The white would have come up further on the side of the tank. But other than that, totally complete, very original, very untouched. Dirty, gritty, awesome, original Harley plugs, the footstep extenders, the Kickstarter, the pipe. Every little thing about this bike was just so pure and so awesome. Slight modifications from new, but a really super interesting bike with a great history. And it's obvious that somebody put tires on it at one point, probably when the guy I got it from had got the bike. I assume it was running at that time. He said it was. But it sat for quite a while, exposed to the elements and kind of a beachy community. So it got some surface rust and stuff on there. Messed up some of the soft stuff a little bit. Better storage would have saved this bike even better. But still, a fantastic find. I really left it exactly as found. I didn't want to mess with it, didn't want to clean it. I did carefully lube the motor and kick it through so it had compression, and the motor seemed like it was good. But I didn't fire it. I just sat and I stared at it, and I took 1,000 pictures of it and video of it, and was really digging it. But awesome find. Wanted to share it with you guys. Thanks for watching.